If you watched my last video, hopefully you picked yourself up a nice little starter ship, learned the ropes, and got yourself a nice stack of aUEC. Now, I love my starter ships, but sometimes we need a little more. Maybe something with a bit more cargo room, something with multi-crew potential, maybe some more guns, or maybe we just want to try out a different gameplay loop. Today, we're not just going to run down a list of ships, but I'll lay out all the things that I take into account when looking to add another ship to someone's growing fleet. The ships I'm going to recommend won't really be in any particular order of recommendations, so just because a ship got mentioned before or after another doesn't mean I recommend it any more or less than the other ships. The things I look for when recommending a second ship can change from person to person, but I'll run down a general list. First thing, and I think the biggest thing, is it still needs to maintain some functionality solo. Because this is just a second ship, we don't want to waste our money on something that will just collect dust in the hangar until that one buddy decides to hop on. We also want something that's going to provide good value and utility over our starter ship, and that's really the part that will vary from person to person. This could mean really anything from just being a bigger, more versatile vessel to possibly replace your starter ship, all the way to something very specialized to add alongside your starter ship to give you access to those different gameplay options. Starting my recommendations off will be a list of ships that I consider to be good replacements for your starter ship. Whether that's a permanent replacement via CCU on the pledge store, or picking it up in-game with aUEC and just putting your starter ship in the stables. Keep in mind that any ship you do buy in-game has a chance to be wiped in any future updates CIG decides to do. I won't go too far into the whole debate as to whether you should buy ships with real money versus in-game, but I do recommend at least picking it up in-game first to see if it really fits your needs and wants, and then by the next wipe or major sale, you can make that decision for yourself. The Avenger Titan is a very popular choice for some people's first starter ship, but if you're financially responsible and started with the Aurora or the Mustang, the Titan serves as a perfect step up. It offers substantially more firepower. With 2 size 3s and 1 size 4 hardpoint, it easily turns higher threat bounty targets into scrap metal. The Titan also has proper interior living space, giving you the luxury of logging out on your ship, but it also gives you access to the ship's local inventory that you can use to stash away items you may come across, including armor sets and weapons you may get through bunker missions. The rear also has a nice cargo area with up to 8 SCUs of space. This offering will set you back $785,600 aUEC, or $55 on the pledge store. If you know me personally, I know you're probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but the Nomad is still one of my favorite ships. With 24 SCUs, this is a huge increase from even the likes of the Avenger Titan. And with the pickup style bed, it has the space to carry around a Grey Cat rock mining buggy. The Nomad plus rock combo is one of the best the budding prospector can ask for. Picking the rock up in-game to pair with the Nomad is a great way to dip your toes into the mining gameplay loop without spending too much money only to realize it's not really for you. The Nomad's weaponry is far from great, but it still offers 3 size 3 hardpoints. It may not be the most agile fighter out there, but with some practice and effort, it'll mop up most AI bounty targets with ease. It also has a surprisingly nice living area, finished with a bed, kitchen, and study area. Coming from the Mustang or Aurora, this is a great choice for pilots with a little bit of extra aUEC weighing down their pockets. If you already have the Titan, however, while still being a great upgrade in some aspects, this may be a bit of a harder sell if you're more of a combat-oriented pilot. The Nomad will set you back $952,800 aUEC, or $80 on the store. The Cutlass Black is considered by many to be the best and the end of the evolutionary tree for your starter ship. It's a bit bigger and heavier than the other ships mentioned, so you'll have some new flight characteristics to get used to, but with all that extra space comes 46 SCUs of cargo, and plenty of room to haul around not just the rock, but any ground vehicle up to and including the Cyclone. It also comes armed with 4 size 3 hardpoints and 24 size 2 missiles. If you're worried about the flight dynamics not holding up well in combat, it also has a man turret with another 2 size 3 weapons to help pick off any opposition that's hard to get your bore sights on. This is our first entry with great potential if you have a friend with you, while still holding out great functionality solo. Living quarters here are a bit sparse with just a few basic bunks, and you'll have to get a little bit creative when nature starts calling, since there's no toilet. The Cutlass Black can be had for $1,385,300 aUEC, or $100. I'm throwing the next 2 ships in my honorable mentions category, since these are kinda stretching what I would consider to be a good replacement for someone's starter ship. They're a bit larger and start to get pretty pricey. Having a smaller shuttlecraft is a surprising luxury most people don't really appreciate until they trade it in. It may not seem like a huge hassle, but the amount of time you waste flying through atmospheres to get, let's say, down to a bunker, or to those bounty targets that don't have a QT point, or to those new Orison platform missions, it can add up pretty quick. Having said that, the benefits and utility that these ships offer is something that I just can't leave out. The first honorable mention is the Constellation Taurus, with 174 SCUs of cargo, 4 size 4 guns, 24 size 2 missiles, and a manned turret with 2 size 2 guns. The cargo space gives you the ability to carry up to 2 Ursa rovers, or enough cargo to start seeing how profitable cargo trading can really be. The firepower is also enough to start easily taking on those hammerheads in the ERT bounty missions. This will set you back 3,256 aUEC, or $190. The second honorable mention is the Mercury Star Runner. I'm mostly including this one because I know one of you will be in the comments raving about this one, and rightfully so. With 114 SCUs of cargo, 2 size 3 guns, and 2 manned turrets each fitted with another 2 size 3s, this is almost everything one could ask for. The living space is unmatched, including a working chest table, an engineering room, and hidden vents. It also flies surprisingly well for something of this size. But my biggest issue here is for the solo pilot and its weaponry. Without any turret gunners, I really wouldn't go trying to pick fights. A Mustang Alpha with all of its hardpoints fitted would give the MSR a run for its money in a DPS race. But if you're trying to make a quick buck out there running around doing some light cargo, or to get your crew on the ground to assault an outpost, this is the fastest on the list with this kind of utility. It can be yours for 4,915,500 aUEC, or $260. That covers all the ships I would consider replacing my starter ship with. Now let's take a look at what ships I think would make good additions to your fleet. When looking to add a ship to your fleet, you really want to look at what kind of utility it's really adding. If you have a Cutlass Black, for example, it's a great jack-of-all-trades type of ship, but it falls short compared to some dedicated offerings. The ships listed here are going to be a lot more dedicated to their craft, sacrificing their versatility for outright performance. If you're one that always leaves the hangar itching for a fight, these two light fighters are about as fight-ready as one can get. I'm grouping the Arrow and the Gladius together here since they're so comparable in performance, it just comes down to which one you land up liking better. These are both dedicated light fighters with a singular purpose in mind. No living space, no cargo room, and no room to carry a buddy with you. These are just wings, thrusters, and guns. The Arrow comes sporting with 2 size 3 and 2 size 1 hardpoints. You used to be able to change out the 2 size 1s for a single size 3 hardpoint, but that's been unavailable recently, either due to a bug or they were removed intentionally. Right now you're kind of stuck with the 2 size 1s. The Arrow also carries 6 size 2 missiles, split between 2 size 3 racks and 2 size 2 racks. It also has 1 size 1 shield. The Gladius comes in with 2 size 1 shields, 3 size 3 hardpoints, 4 size 2 and 2 size 3 missiles split between 4 size 3 racks. The Arrow is a bit more nimble and sharp, but lesser shielded, so you gotta use that agility to keep you alive. The Gladius, while still being very agile, has those 2 shields so you can focus more on hitting your shots and not so much on trying to duck and dive. The Gladius is 1,169,900 aUEC, or $90, while the Arrow is 972,300 aUEC, or $75. As the smallest and cheapest ship that can get you cracking into some big money, the Prospector is an obvious choice for anyone looking to pick up a new profession. With 32 SCUs of cargo split amongst 4 saddlebags, you can haul in some big money with enough practice. With only 2 size 2 hardpoints, I would be careful as to not go into any heated areas. With how much raw money could be sitting in your ship, it's like blood in the water for any ne'er-do-wells that happen to be in the area. With a price tag at 2,061,000 aUEC, or $155, it's a profession well worth the risk to us roughnecks in the verse. With salvage being new in 3.18, a lot of people are looking to try their hand at it. Like the Prospector, this is the smallest and cheapest offering that can get you scraping money off the hulls of other people's ships. While the profits may not look as high as mining on paper, it's a lot less tedious, and that's attracted a lot of new players over to this profession. Without the worries of inert materials, which mineral is valuable, or instability timers, it really is as easy as scan, click, and cash in. Unfortunately, with the Vulture being brand new to 3.18, it's not available in-game yet and will only be available on the Pledge Store for a short period of time for $175. Luckily, we only usually have to wait around a patch cycle or two before new ships get added to the in-game stores, and I would expect it to be in the range of the Prospector, probably landing around 2.5 million aUEC. 3.18's addition of salvage isn't the only gameplay loop keeping people excited. With the addition of time attack tracks and racing missions, an old favorite is coming back into the limelight. The M50 is a top-of-the-line performance machine. With a slim and aerodynamic design combined with the oversized thrusters, this craft is a must-have for anyone looking to push themselves to that G limit. The M50 may not have the highest top speed, but its flight dynamics are some of the most responsive in the game. This may make it a bit difficult to control right off the bat, but with enough practice, you'll be setting lap records in no time. You can pick up your own for 1,193,800 aUEC or $100 on the Pledge Store. The Razor is another top-of-the-line racing craft with a little faster top speed, but a little bit more smoothed-out agility. Similar to the choice between the Arrow and the Gladius, it just kinda comes down to which one you enjoy flying more. The Razor can be had for 1,761,200 aUEC or $145. Hopefully that helped you guys decide on what ship to either replace your starter ship with or add to your ever-going fleet. Having something to work towards in this game is one of the only things that keeps people like us going. I hope I gave you enough information to pick a good ship even if it wasn't mentioned here today. If I did help you out at all, consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content. If seeing what kind of ships are out there to work towards and buy in-game made you interested in picking up this game for the first time, consider using my referral link and code down in the description. This also gives you some starting cash to help you along on your journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you rocking out in your new ship soon.